Hello everyone, hello there. I believe that we are live. I'll just give YouTube a chance to catch up and hopefully you guys can hear me. So I'm just getting this up on my screen here so that I can see if you can hear me, and then we'll be able to begin. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you're all really well. And hopefully you guys can... There we go. Yep, you can hear me. That was me. I could hear myself. Hello, how are you all? I hope you're having a really good day. I know some of you guys might possibly be at work, maybe on lunch, or sorry if the light's not the best. I've still not quite got my light situation fully worked out. I need to, oh, that's better, isn't it? That's a little bit better. It was casting a bit of a shadow before. So I've got lots of goodies in front of me, as you can see. We've not got long. I've probably got about an hour and a half at the most, which should be plenty of time for what I've got planned for today. Although, as always, it is a bit of a loose goose schedule in terms of what I want to do. My idea for today was to make the words the star. Now, if you've seen any of our new release videos, if you've been to the website and seen the new release, you'll have seen that we did launch these bold sentiments this time around, and they did come with a coordinating die set, which is now available. So when we first did the countdown, these weren't available. They didn't actually arrive with me until the day of release, so we didn't have time to do any samples with them. We haven't had time to do, the design team have probably get theirs maybe today if the postman's kind. So I thought it'd be good to show you these in action. Hello Julie, how are you? So I wanted to make the words the star. Hello Emma. Because we also have these two incredible sentiment dies this month around as well. So we've got the Love Intertwined and the Love You Lots. So, oh, your order's arrived already. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so pleased. Enjoy. Because I know you got lots of goodies, didn't you, Julie? So I thought I'd use a combination of these sentiments to make as a, like I say, I wanted the sentiments to be the star today, and make some pretty quick and simple cards. Was my plan again today, although I'm not the best at that. I've already got this background die cut, and I thought, oh, it might be interesting to kind of incorporate that. That's from the Geometric Snowflakes die set as well. So I thought to make this a bit quicker, if I use items that I've already got die cut and already used, then that'll help things come together. I've already got some of my sentiments stamped out that we can die cut, and I also just wanted to use some stencils. I wanted to show you this that I've come up with today. Hi Claire. So I've been looking at reorganising my craft room this week, just giving it a bit of a tidy up and moving things around, and I realised that actually the way that I store my stencils, I always struggle to find the stencil that I want to use, and you'll have seen me on lives, particularly because I am doing the live streams. Oh, let me just plug in my iPad so I don't lose you. The last thing we need is for that to run out. Julie says, this week watching with Harry, as me and him both have tested positive, however feeling up to do some crafting today. Oh Julie, I'm so sorry. How rubbish. Everybody is starting to come down with it, aren't they? So please stay safe and warm and cozy, and I hope you're feeling really better. I'm glad Blake's feeling okay. My niece has come down with it as well, and they're due to go to Florida on Monday, so they're really hoping that they're going to be able to go, because they have to have another test before they go, and it's one that has been booked and put off all through lockdown. So it's awful business. So I've been tidying up my craft room and realised that when I'm on lives, I really struggle to find stencils. I'm flipping through them, can't find the one I need, and I thought, and then I thought about my lovely binders, and we've got these lovely binders now that are in our brand colours. They're so pretty to have on your craft shelves. But they're also perfect for storing your stencils. And what I realised was that if I take our storage pockets, which were designed specifically to hold the stencils, they do have a little bit of extra room in them, so that you can punch some holes. So so that's what I've done. I've taken these, and they've also got this handy little lip here, so they're easy to get into. I've only put a couple in so far because, like I say, I've kind of come up with this as a concept. Thought actually this might work really, really nice. And then I'm going to add some cardstock on the back of these so that they're easy to see, and I can label them with the title of the stencil. And then when I'm flipping through, I'll be able to easily see the stencil that I want. So I just thought that was another really cool way of using your clear storage pockets and your binder all together. They fit really well. They do stand a little tiny bit proud, but only ever such a tiny bit. And I'm going to look into seeing if I can get some inserts that will fit perfectly inside. But for the meantime, I think this works really, really well for me as a solution. So I'm going to spend a bit of time later on tonight while Ant's at work. I'm going to transfer all of my stencils into this system, and then I'll do a quick video, I think, to show you what that looks like once it's done. So the ones that I have transferred into here for now are the ones that I was thinking I might use today. So we've got the roses, we've got the diamond burst, because that's got a really nice place for a sentiment to live. So I think I might use that one. We've got the dancing dandelions. I've got the scattered hearts, which is great, obviously, for this time of year. I've got the beehive, and I've got the fluffy clouds, which make a lovely background, and the falling stars. So all of these make really, really great backgrounds for anything, you know. So yeah. So I think I'm going to start with this one now. Because now I think about it, because like I say, this centre point is the perfect place for a sentiment to live. So let's pop this to one side, she says. Not knowing quite where to put it now. No, she's got it out. But when I've sorted everything out, it will just fit so easily on my craft desk. On my shelf, sorry. So Claire says her order's just arrived as well. Yay, that's awesome. Harry's lucky he's got no symptoms. However, Julie, you're feeling rubbish. Oh, Julie, I felt so rubbish too. And I'll be honest with you, it was a long time before I was able to do any kind of crafting because I felt so poop. So I feel your pain, I really do. So I'm going to put these other bits to one side, because these are bits that I did want to use, or I thought might work well with the sentiments. I've also got this pre-coloured die cut of the Love You Lots, which I'm hoping I might be able to use on something as well. So I mean that could look quite cute on there, but we've also got let me just got this these sentiments here, which would be really cool, and I think that looks really, really cool across the middle of there. And we can crop this down, and we can do you know, I think the sending lots of love might work really well in the middle, because it will sit right within there, or the treat yourself might also work. So they would, you know, there's so many possibilities. So that's really cool. And I may want to do the white on black as well with those. So nothing has fully been decided just yet. I need to create some backgrounds, I think, is the plan, first of all, because I also love this black background, and that look really awesome, potentially with this on the front of it. So that could look really cool. Or again, with a sentiment like this, that could look really, I mean, that's super simple. I think I'm going to go with that as a concept. Right, we've got some plans, but we need some cardstock. So cardstock, a look. That's the only thing that I didn't get out. Pre-cut cardstock. Let's get some card blanks. Some pre-cut cardstock. You see this, I think, like I say, this is just going to look really, really cool with some really nice ink blending in the background here. And again, that's going to make this the absolute star, the sentiment. So let's do that one to start with, because I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to look really cool. So, and it's going to be so simple to do as well, which is part of the plan for today. You could also, if you didn't want to do any ink blending, you could pop some of your patterned papers behind it. We've got lots of lovely patterned papers. That might be a bit busy, but you know, there's different ones. There's a really nice ombre one in, I think it's possibly in the Sweet Summer paper pack. That would look really cool on the back of here. But I feel like I want to do a little bit of a rainbow on here, and maybe add some ink splatters and something just a little bit funky on the back, so that, and maybe some shimmer. Yes, let's do some shimmer. Right, okay, I've got a plan. We're doing a rainbow and we've got some shimmer. So let's have a think. What colour is a great colour for a rainbow? Wilted Violet is awesome for a rainbow. We want some blue. What colour is a good colour for blue? I love a bit of salty ocean. I like a bright rainbow, so we're going bright rainbow. We want some lovely green. I do love Twisted Citron, but sometimes it can be a little bit too pale. So I'm going to get Mowed Lawn out as well, in case we need to brighten that up. We need a yellow. So a really good colour, a good colour for yellow is a bit of mustard seed. And then going into kind of an, depending on how many colours I think I'm going to be able to do up here, 5 or 6 is probably the most that I'm going to get. It would be great to do a pink, which the picked raspberry is great for that. So I could do a pink instead of a red, because that would potentially give me an orange. And I've also got some candied apple, which would give me a nice bit of orange. Let's have a look. Oh, abandoned coral's a nice one as well, because no, I'm going to stick with the candied apple. So many choices. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm excited about this. Right. So, yeah, when I like I say, I wanted to do, I had a rough idea of what I was going to do today, but I didn't fully know. I didn't fully know what I was doing. Yeah, and then when you start looking at things and how they all work to fit together, it just falls into place. And like I say, this background is so cool that I think, you know, it's going to look great with whatever colour scheme you put on the back. So what I've tried to do, again, as part of my organisation, is to give myself some pre-cut cardstock that is just going to make my life so much easier, particularly when it comes to doing the lives. But if you're crafting at home on your own, and you know, you just want to be able to grab things, don't you, and be able to just get crafting without having to then worry about you know, having to go through everything to cut your cardstock down, find the right size of cardstock. It's just sometimes a little bit of prep time is worth everything, I think. So spending that, and it's quite fun actually, just cutting up bits of cardstock when you know that's your only job. If you're doing it and you know that you're actually doing it just to get to the bit of doing the crafting, it can be a bit of a boring and laborious task. But when you know you're doing it for what I might have done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know I've got to get 3 up to there. Yeah, so I'm just working out, am I going to have enough room for all of my rainbow? Excuse me. So we're working in stripes pretty much at the moment, and I'm working my way up. So using my rainbow brushes, which obviously is really awesome to use as well, and is going to help me keep track of the colours that I'm using. And I'm going to come back in and tidy this up and make this neater as we go along. Oh, sorry, I just banged my microphone there. So let's try some of this Twisted Citron first of all and see what we think to it. And I know that my Twisted Citron is going to be like the halfway point, because we've pulled out 6 colours here. So this is going to be a really lovely funky background, which I think is going to be great for anybody's birthday. Oh, I like that Twisted Citron. I think that's come out actually quite nice. So I'm going to stick with that for now. So now we've got a nice array of colourful brushes on the go here as well. Let's go for some yellow. Here we go. Bit of yellow, bit of mustard seed, this one. So this mustard seed is going to overlap that Twisted Citron and just make a really nice transition. So like I say, at the moment I'm just roughly applying. I'm not worked on any of that any of that blend just yet. I'm just making sure that I've got all of my layers, all of my what's the word I'm looking for, people? All of my rainbow fitting on is what I'm thinking of. So this is actually an orange brush, but it's going to be ideal for doing this this little bit of red, which is quite an orangey red anyway. So this is the Candied Apple. It's a very juicy pad, this one actually. So that's good, and it's going to need a little bit of blending on the edges, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to put the lid back on that one because, like I say, it's quite a juicy one. And then we've got some picked raspberry. This is a nice deep bright pink, so I'm going to use my hot pink brush for this. I'm just going to move this down a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing, and that's going to transition into our red really well. Oh yes, that looks great. So Claire says that she's already playing with her new stuff. That's awesome. I love that when you get a set that you just can't wait to dip into. So I'm going to grab my my microfiber brushes because, like I said, I'm using some really quite vibrant colours here today. I want to make sure that that they are getting a little bit cleaned along the way. Julie says she's hoping she can sit on the floor after lunch and die cut bits out. Gutted to have missed Floristry Coaster. Oh no! Hi Julianne, thank you for joining us. You're not too late. We're just doing a lovely rainbow background at the moment. So I'm just going to use some of this mustard seed again now to just transition over that Candied Apple. Can you see how that's just really blending really beautifully over that colour now? Oh, love that. That looks so good. So that's the mustard seed, and then I'm going to go back in with some Twisted Citron here over this over the yellow to just blend that through. Oh, gorgeous. There's nothing lovelier really than a rainbow, is there? Those colours at the top are absolutely gorgeous as well. I definitely need to do those. Julianne says her order's just arrived and she's going to be playing with it this afternoon. Oh, everybody's having some lovely crafty time this afternoon with the Time for Tea goodies. That's awesome. I love that. I love it. Let's pop that one back because we don't need that one. I need my blue now, don't I? So let's go back in with some of the Salty Ocean. And we're going to blend that over the Twisted Citron. And we're going to deepen deepen this blue as we go, because we did only do quite a soft coverage of that initially. So I might go back in with the Twisted Citron just to blend those two together. But yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. And it looks really, really fun on screen as well, which is good. And then we've got the Wilted Violet. Let me just pull this up a little bit so you guys can see. It just goes slightly off the bottom of my page there, doesn't it? So I'm just going to intensify this Wilted Violet. This is such a beautiful purple colour. Really bright and fun. And that's blending beautifully there with that blue. Yes, lovely. So let's give that one a bit of a clean. Hello Kane, how are you? Yes, Claire's not wasting any time, is she? She's going for it. Absolutely going for it. Love that. So we've got to do, I think I'm going to do a bit more of this Twisted Citron. Was my thoughts, wasn't it? Just to get that to blend together a bit more. You can see where I've put my little fingerprint in that as well, which is annoying, but that'll soon be covered up. Loving it, loving it. Really, really cool. Oh, yay. Love a rainbow, love a rainbow. So, what do we think? So let me just pop some of these guys back in there with their little hats on to keep them all protected. Like I say, I'm just rubbing off some of the excess because we've used some very intense colours today. Just popping these back in my little caddy. Excuse me. Oh dear, where's my voice gone? Julie says Harry opened a package. He was super excited and has claimed the thank you for shopping with us sheet to add to his collection. That's too cute. Yeah, so if you haven't, excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. If you haven't ordered from us before, we do put a little thank you card in every order, along with a little freebie, a little Yorkshire tea bag, because that's our favourite brew here at Time for Tea. So we add those into your order, and every now and again we change up the design of them with different characters that match with the latest release if possible, or maybe the season. So yes, so we've done a new one for this release, which is really, really cute. So yeah, so I'm glad that Harry likes it. So now if we lay that over the top of there, how stunning does that look? Those bright, vibrant colours against that black background just looks amazing. And then if we add in the happy birthday sentiment, you're really not going to need anything more than that, I don't think. I think that is just going to look so stunning. So yeah, so I think this is first of our cards for today, pretty much done. But like I mentioned, I do want to add in a bit of shimmer. So I'm going to pop that to one side. We're going to clean up our mat here, because we're going to be using it later and I don't want any of this rainbow ink to transfer. So let's give that a good clean. There we go. That to one side, and we will just pop this to one side as well for the minute, just while we do the next bit, because I'm going to use my splatter box, because this will go literally everywhere. So I don't know if this is going to take up too much of the screen, but let's see if we can make this work. I don't know whether to add some just general splatters to this first. Hang on. Yeah, so sorry, I can leave it in there to do the general splatters. Just got a bit of fluff in there. Yeah, that's okay. You can see that all right, can't you? That's quite good actually. It's not too bad. So let's just do some splatters with some water first. Laura says her order arrived as well this morning. Oh, there's some lots of happy mail today. So a few splatters there. I really should use this box more often because it is so much better than it just splashing all over the place. It's just pure laziness on my part. So I'm just going to let that settle for a second. Julie says after she unpacked almost everything in a parcel, he said, but don't forget it's not time for tea without the tea, and held up the Yorkshire tea bag. Oh, he's such a comic. That's so sweet. It's not time for tea without the tea bag. Absolutely. So, oh, I love this. I love this. That's so cool. I've not really got any splatters on this one side, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. But I'm loving how this is turning out. So where's my shimmer? So I'm going to get some of the clear shimmer spray, the Silver Sparkle. So it's translucent, but it's got silver shimmer to it. So you don't shake up and down, we shake side to side so that the sparkly bits, the mica bits, don't go up your pipe. So I'm just doing that side to side so that it's all nicely mixed in, and you'll see then once it's mixed in, you won't have any of that powder just settled on the bottom. It will be fully mixed in. So hold it quite high up, so you might not see how high I've got it, but it is quite high up, and then just do a good spray. And you want to be quite confident with the spray. If you're a little bit hesitant, like I was to begin with there, you get larger dots, which is fine because, you know, that makes a good pattern as well. But the more kind of confident you are with the spray, the finer the mist will be, and then you will just get this lovely, lovely shimmer. Sorry, you meant Harry, not he. Harry wanted to craft straight away. Did he? Oh, that's so cute. I love how your guys are also into their crafting and into their time for tea. So that's just going to need to dry a little bit. Obviously, it's a little bit wet at the moment. So what I might do, because I could blast it with my heat tool, but I'm thinking because we want to make a couple of cards today, is that I might pop that to one side, and we'll let that one dry while we make our next background. So our next background that I'm going to try, I think, like I said, I really want to use this Diamond Burst, and I think it's really, really cool. And I've got a little bit of an idea. So I do still want to use the A6 size card base for my card. So I don't need to stencil the whole thing. And then I did think that it might be quite cool to use this set here, which is the Let's Spoon set. And the Let's Spoon set comes with this cute pizza with the little hearts on it. And I wondered whether maybe, because I do have one of these already done, let's have a look, that maybe if we had like a little fun pizza with one of the sentiments about the pizza, which I don't think is I'm going to use this one. What I want to use is the I love you to pizzas. So so I might use this, the love, in the center, and then stamp out the you to pizzas underneath it, which might look quite cool. That's a thought anyway. We can see how that looks once we've done our background, but with that in mind, thinking, right, what sort of background is going to look good with this. So You know what would be really good, actually? Let's have a look at my colour wheel on the back of here. There's a bit of a colour wheel on the back of my Copic plan. And if my pizza is kind of sitting in this area here, we're either going to go opposite for contrast, or one of these colours that are next to it, which would work quite nicely. So we either go kind of the reds, oranges and pinks, or we can go into the oranges and yellows and greens, or we can go completely opposite with kind of the blue and teal blue colours. Let me think. What do I think would look better? What do you guys think? What should we go for? I'm having an indecisive moment. I'm feeling that maybe the opposite might look cool. So I'm gonna try that, because what's the worst that could happen? We don't use it for this particular thing. You would use it with something else. Simple. Oh, it's got a bit warm under these lights again. I'm going to have to take my my jumper off, I think. It starts off really cold in here sometimes, some mornings, but then when I've got the lights on when I'm filming, it just gets really, really warm. So what time are we on? 12:30. Okay, so we're doing fine. We're doing good for time. Pop that there so I don't put my fingers in it, hopefully. And let's get this lined up here. So I want, as much as possible, I want this circle in the center. So I'm going to use the stencil itself to help me line that up. Turn this over and grab a piece of my rainbow washi, and we know that that should be in place. So colour wise, we said we were going to go for kind of blues, didn't we? So what blues would we like to use? So I think quite like I said, bright blues are gonna be fun for this. So I'm going to go with the tumbled glass, a bit of salty ocean, and maybe a bit of blueprint sketch. Julianne says she would go blue, but I'm not always happy with my choices. I know, this is it. I'm very indecisive sometimes. But like I say, it's not the end of the world. We can do whatever we want. Now, I think I'm going to start lighter in the middle and work my way out to my darker colour. So I'm going to go with my blue. Actually, I think I've got another blue brush. Is that one a bit lighter? That one's a bit more, got a bit of a lighter blue on it. So we'll start with that first of all, around the centre. So even though I have got my washi on here, I'm going to try and be a little bit gentle, because I don't want this stencil to move. And just going around that a couple of times just to really get that colour on board there. That's produced a really nice colour. And then let's go in with our salty ocean with the darker blue brush. This is a lovely colour. And this is a lovely stencil as well, because like I say, you make this kind of radiating effect that you can then use the center point as your highlight for either your sentiment or your character. So many uses. So again, I'm going to just do centerpiece here. Just blend that with that darker blue. This is looking really lovely. I mean, I am not the I guess can be a bit heavy-handed, which I think I've said a few times before. I am quite heavy-handed when it comes to my ink blending because I do like the bold colours. I find it very hard to be subtle with my colours, and that's just my way, that's my style. But you can obviously go in with a much lighter hand. The brushes really help with that, so that you're not potentially, you're not creating such a dark effect. And then to really bring this all together, I'm now going to use some of this blueprint sketch, which again is a really lovely vibrant blue shade, which is just that little bit darker than what we've used previously. And I think that's going to help draw your eye in towards the rest of the card. Now I am planning on trimming this down potentially. I might not, but I kind of had in my head that I might have a little bit of white showing around the outside, particularly since this is a square stencil on a rectangle. You are going to get a little bit of a white band at the bottom here. So to combat that, I'm just going to brush this off a little bit because we have used that dark ink. I am going to perhaps, we'll see when we do the reveal, trim that off a little bit. So now the inks are really starting to blend really well together. We're getting this lovely blue effect. And then one last go. Oh, I hope I've gone a little bit off the bottom of the screen there. Sorry about that, guys. Once I get going, I forget what I'm doing. Forget that I'm supposed to be showing you. Emma says your order's just being delivered that very minute. Oh, everybody's getting their orders today. This is so cool. You guys are going to have so much fun with them. I love seeing what you guys have all ordered as well. That's really fun. I love to see, oh, dropped it. Love to see what you've all ordered and what you're all going to be playing with. And what you're, because obviously everybody's looking at it and thinking, right, okay, what can I afford? What's in my budget today? What am I going to go for? So how you've come to those selections and picked out your favourites, I love that. It's really, really interesting to see. So, and I do enjoy packing up the orders. It's really cool. So, let's do the reveal. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. Right. Oh, I've got a bit of a, let me just take that off. A bit of a, I don't know what it was. I'm just carefully removing this washi tape. Trying not to, oh, that's cute. So, see, we've potentially got our little pizza there, so that works kind of well. And then we can have our love you to pizzas, which I don't know whether I'm going to leave it the black on white or whether I'm going to do it as black, white on black. Get my words out. So again, let's move this to one side and give it a clean. Julie's loving the idea of gradually going from lighter to darker. It just makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? If you mix a few colours, even just mixing 2 or 3 colours together gives you enough of that interest. So it's not just a flat image. So I'll put that to one side because I'm going to put that back in my folder, my new system. And then I'm very yeah, I don't know what's the matter with me today. I've got very much a frog in my throat, haven't I? So we've got some card blanks here. I've got some A6 card blanks and A2 in black here, which I'm thinking that might, this will be a nice bold outline for our card here. So which one? I think I'm going to go with the A2 because it's going to fit our pattern a little bit better. It's going to fit inside it a little bit better. So one of the things that I think with something like this, you know, when you're doing a card that is going to be focusing pretty much on your sentiment, keeping it quite simple and so your card shape quite simple and bold is really helpful, because you don't want anything, again, you don't want to overcomplicate it. It is meant to be, the sentiment is the star. Julie says, I added it all to my basket and then took items out I'd be happy to wait for or get at a later date. That's a really cool idea. Bless you. Hi Naomi, how are you? What are you all up to today then? Julianne says she's a stamper, so it'll always be stamps first, followed by dies as your pennies allow. Do you know what, Julianne? I think I'm the same. When I'm buying from other companies, because obviously I am also a crafter like you guys, and I enjoy other craft companies' supplies, not just my own. And I do think exactly the same. I think, is that going to be enough of a border? Let's just have a quick look. We only want a small border, don't we? Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. We can always do it again if we decide not. So I think, yeah, when I look at other companies, particularly since a lot of the companies that I'm probably looking at are usually American companies, so I may well be buying from overseas, or they may be a little bit more expensive because of the cost of importing them. I will look at, right, okay, what are the stamps I want? I will probably buy the coordinating dies for them, but then in terms of other dies, it is as and when the pennies allow. So what's everyone up to today then? Are we crafting along, or are we just watching? Is anybody kind of on a lunch break? Or sorry about the noise for the moment. And what do we think to this time for the lives on a Tuesday? What's your thoughts? I can put this away now actually, because we've used that, and we'll see how we get on. We're now at 1:45. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? These lives are actually the absolute highlight of my week, I have to say. I don't get a lot of time to craft. Oh, I've transferred a bit of ink there, so that's interesting, because I have reused my washi tape, so I've made a little boo-boo there. So, but don't worry, I don't think anybody will notice, and we can always cover it up with an embellishment or something. I'm sure it's not going to stand out too much. So, Emma says she's working from home today and looking after her little pup as she was spayed on Friday. Oh, bless her little heart. That's so cute. Is she feeling a bit miserable, and has she forgiven you yet? Because that's the other thing, is that they don't forgive you, do they, for such things for a while. Certainly our cat didn't. So now I'm just thinking about how am I going to position this. So this is the love, and obviously I'm not going to use this exact sentiment, and I'm not going to use this sentiment, but this is just going to help me with my positioning here. And I feel like it would be kind of cool to have it over the top of the pizza and then the sentiment underneath. I think that would be kind of cute. So I'm going to go with that arrangement, but I'm going to do white. I'm going to do a white on black version, and see what I think before I commit. So I'm going to need some black cardstock. Get my little scraps here of black. Move that to one side and put that in there also. So this is, again, using those storage pockets, so handy for all of your storage. I'm going to get this nice piece of cardstock here. That's a lovely piece of cardstock. And I'm going to prep it with my anti-static bag. There we go. My anti-static bag is by far the best way to prep my my cardstock. So try not to touch it once you've prepped it, because your fingers are going to be covered in, you know, your just oils from just being alive. So I'm not saying you're mucky, but yeah, your fingers are filthy. Claire says that she's got a cold, so just chilling out crafting to take your mind off it. That is a really good solution. And Laura says, I love my stamps, but right now I'm all about the standalone dies. This is my first time for tea order. Not sure how, I've only just discovered you. Oh, I'm so glad you have, though. How did you discover us? How did you find us? I'm really interested to know, you know, how people get to know about us. Because we, you know, obviously we want to reach out to as many people as we can. And we're getting, you know, new people coming and joining us all the while, so, which is awesome. Right, let's get this sentiment here, love. I'm going to pop that just there. And then we also need the sentiment from the Let's Spoon. Jane says she's just popping in while she has your sandwich, so you're on lunch then. That's cool. Julie's on annual leave this week, so happily watching without any time pressures. That's so cool. Julie is isolating, so a combination of trying to rest and watching this, being roped playing the Xbox, has been roped into playing Xbox. Bless you. Yeah, I think Ant's downstairs playing on his Xbox at the moment because he's been on nights. So he's really should be napping because he's been up most of the night. Emma says she's fine. She's not liking not being able to play and go out. She's usually running around being a nutter. Oh, poor little thing. Laura says she was looking for A6 dies and Leslie. I'm going to suggest you. Oh, lovely Leslie. Oh, that's so nice of her. That was really sweet. That's really good. She's lovely, is Leslie. She's a big friend of Time for Tea. And I hope that we'll be able to do another collaboration with her very soon. Now, what did I just do with that washi tape? Am I right? Because I don't want to reuse. Oh, here it is. It's hiding from me. I don't want to reuse the bit that I've just done. Although I could do because, yeah, in fact, I am going to reuse that now I've done all that searching. I want to exclude some of this sentiment. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for you to see. But it says, I love you to pieces. I don't need the I love. I just need the you to pieces because we're going to use the larger love. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put my washi tape, because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to cut up my stamps. Some people don't mind it, and that's absolutely fine. You can do that. You know, there's no law against it. But I don't like it. So I'm using some of my embossing ink now, and I'm just going to add a good smattering of that on there. Probably didn't need to put as much as that on, but I got excited. And this, don't forget to take your washi tape off, because I've done that before, and I'm going to throw that one away now, because obviously you don't. If you were to leave that on there, then you would put a big ink smudge on your surface, which you don't want. So hopefully, if I've put my washi tape on correctly, which is a big if, then we should only have got the U to pieces. And what I'm going to do, just to make sure that that isn't actually, yeah, that is just gone into the bit of powder that was on there. It just stamped into the powder rather than created an actual impression. So I'm going to use some of my so this is Thirsty Brush powder, embossing powder. Thirsty Brush, this is actually Claire Manning. So Claire Manning, Claire Manning Creative, I think she's called now. She used to be Thirsty Brush. She now is on her when she was part of working with Stamps by Me, who are on Create and Craft. She's now gone independent. She's on her own and is Claire Manning Creative. And her, so she's taken some of the products with her, and I'm hoping that she's still going to do the embossing powder, because this is some of my favourite embossing powder. I love my Wow, and we do stock Wow embossing powder, which I love, but I do also love this as well. So if you've not seen Claire Manning Creative, she is on Facebook and YouTube as well, so do check her out because she's awesome. She doesn't do the same sort of thing as we do. She does more botanicals, very modern though, not traditional botanicals, but very modern, a bit old new. I would say she was quite similar to in style. You know, some really funky graphics, stencils and things. So I'm just heating up my heat tool here, just on my leg. And then I'm going to apply the heat underneath once it's got itself warmed up. Go. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, heat embossing is still one of my most favourite things to do. It is one of those that it's not really a time for tea show unless we've done a bit of heat embossing, is it? So let's wipe that up. Sorry about the squeaks. Squeaks don't sound great on video, I'm sure. So I'm going to remove these from here and get them back onto their little places. So they've stamped out really, really well. Really pleased with those. So the next thing to do is to cut them out with the coordinating dies. So let's grab those. So let me just move this. So many things. And try and figure out which one this is, because obviously it's going to be longer than what we need, so it actually needs to be the one that fits the oh, that's not the right one. It's on here. What am I doing? It's this one, I Love You to Pieces. So I think my brain will recognise it better if I look at this one. She says. Not that I can get any of them off with my nails. So I think this is that's the right one. So I'm going to cut out the end bit here, and then I can just trim off the excess really easily. So let's secure that with some tape. The same with my Love. So these are so brand new that I haven't even detached them. I've detached the Happy, as you've seen that I've used that one, but my others are all still attached. So you can either bend these apart if you want to, so they come apart really quite easily, bend and twist, and they will come apart really easily, or you can use your little wire snips. Again, really easy to get apart. Just pop them in the centre there and just do a little bit of a twist. If you've got any little sharp bits, you can just snip those off, grab them in your snippers, and then dispose of them in the bin so that they're not all over your floor. So you just kind of grab them, twist, and hold them in the end of your snippers, and then just release them into your bin, and that keeps them nice and clean so that they're not going to you know, create any scratchy bits. So let's line this little guy up here. So if you're struggling to line up your sentiments because they are a little bit closer, these ones, than we sometimes do, then what is a great idea is to cut out the hole, if that makes sense, and then line up the hole over the top of your stamped sentiment, and then place your die in over that hole. And what that'll do is that will catch inside that little gap and hold it in place so that you are lining that up absolutely perfectly. But I'm gonna try eyeballing this one just to see how easy we can do it. So I'm just checking all of those bits are within the die where I want them, and I'm going to put an extra piece of tape because I don't want these to, because they are so you know, they are going to cut really nice and neatly around your sentiment. You don't want them to shift about a little bit. So I'm going to put down my cardstock. And because my cardstock has had that anti-static, it does look a little bit powdery and a bit dull at the moment, but that's fine because we can clean that up with a microfiber cloth when we've finished. I'm going to use my mini die cutting machine. I'm going to add that into there. Julie says, I like keeping my dies together while removing any that are still inside others, but keeping the main bulk of them together as easy for mass producing. That's a very good, because you do a lot of mass production, don't you? Which I you know, obviously I don't tend to do that because I'm doing the lives and things, so it is kind of one item at a time. But if you're mass producing like Julie does, then yeah, keeping them all connected actually is a real time saver. So, oh, look how beautifully that is so gorgeous. So when we add that to there, oh yeah, I love that. That's really cool. So we could even put the pizza in the middle. Now I'm looking at it. That could also be very cool. Oh, I put them the wrong way around. Oh, putting them back on my mat, on my magnetic sheets with the wrong set. That would be most confusing. So what we could do with this one, I'll move it up here so you guys can see it. You could have the pizza in the middle and then the love. No, I think it looks better the other way around. Yeah, it definitely looks better the other way around. So we've got love you to pizzas, or the love is at the top and the pizza is at the bottom. I think the pizza at the top works better, doesn't it? I think that does work better. So I'm going to trim this down and get my little scissors. Where are they? Hiding from me. So now we've cut the majority of it out. Just cutting this last little bit is no bother at all, and it looks like it's been done, like it was meant to be like that. Yes, that's cute. So we've got our, which way around do I want him? I want him that way. Yeah. Then he's almost sitting on top of the love. Yeah, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Lovely. Like it. Julie says she finds it easy to have lots of elements pre-cut and stamped, ready to use when needed, or ready for the boys to take and use, which ends up happening all too often. I love that idea, and I think I've mentioned before that I do love having a good colouring session with all of my my images. So when I'm preparing for a new release, I do spend a lot of time colouring the new images, so that I can take photos of them for the website, and then I obviously have a lot of excess images. I might make a few samples, but I tend to have a few left over that I can then use either in lives or just for quick cards. And I've got them for all of the sets. I've got extras that I keep in little pockets. The little pockets the smaller pockets that we sell, and I keep them all in a clear drawer unit, which I'll show you actually when I'm going to do a little craft room tour, which I've been promising you all for ages, haven't I? But I'm going to do that, and I'll show you. But that is, then I can just go in there, look at the different images that I've got to hand, and I can create something really quickly. So this is coming together really quickly as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my background, to my card base, sorry, with some dimension. And I'm going to use the wide foam roll. So the wide foam roll is now in stock. This is mine that I've had for, must be a year now, and I've still got loads left. There's 40 meters of this bad boy. And my way of storing it, you can see, is that I've just attached a bit of string to it and I just hang it from a hook in my craft room, which works amazingly well. And I've got a little spare piece here that I don't quite know what to do with. Where shall I stick you? Oh, I know. I've got a little bit of you know, the adhesive backing sheet. That's perfect. So the great thing about this is, well, it's just, there's so many great things about it. Julie says, are the dies for the lettering in stock now? Sorry if you've already said I missed it. Yes, they are. So yeah, that's why we're doing a little bit of focus on them now, because I haven't actually got any samples with the dies actually used, because they did only just arrive in on the day of release. So so yes, they are in stock now. If you've ordered yours, your stamp and die collection, which you get 15% off if you order your stamps and coordinating dies together, well then you will get those, because they were here in time for immediate dispatch. So there was no delays that I thought were going to happen, which is so good. And I'm so grateful to the manufacturer for really just pulling out all the stops to get that out to us. So you can see this wide tape, it's 25 millimeters, so it's an inch in width, 2 millimeters thick, but it is such a great adhesive. It is so strong. Your elements are not shifting once this is on there. I've even just used this here. I'm just going to pull this down and you're going to see the top of my head. I'm so sorry. I've just used this to attach some hooks to the wall to hold some of my, I've not done that too straight, but you'll forgive me, to hang up some of my bags in the bedroom, because they were just causing a clutter and a mess. And they've stuck perfectly. So they were the hooks that you get, the command hooks, are they? The way you get the removable backing that's meant to protect your wall, and they were supposed to hold 1.8 kilograms. Anyway, as soon as I put them up, they all fell down. They were absolutely useless. So I put our tape on the back of them, and they've stuck absolutely perfectly. So I'm buzzing. I'm not buzzing that the actual tape didn't work, but you know, I found a solution. So this is amazing. This is some of the skinny tape that we do, the shaker tape. Mine is obviously being a bit battered and a bit used, and I take some of the ones that have seconds, if you like, to use myself. But they're perfectly fine. They just don't look very pretty. Yours will look super pretty. And again, it's that same adhesion, you know, really great, sturdy bit of shaker tape, and the perfect width, 5 millimeters in width. So it's the perfect width for using it on your shaker cards. So I'm applying some of that to the back of my sentiment, and I think I'm going to add some to this pizza as well, because why not? And I'm going to use that little bit that I had left over. so why not? And I am going to put it on a little bit of an angle, because I think it just adds a bit more interest if you add a bit of an angle. And then the two pizzas, I'm thinking I might put that just flat, because if you vary the amount of dimension that you've got, I think that also adds a bit of interest. So let me just hang up my tape back on its handy little hanger here, because that keeps it nice and tidy. And then I'm going to get some of my my Cosmic Shimmer glue that I've decanted into its own little bottle here, because it's got the tiny little needle nib. Oh, don't put it on upside down though. And then we're just going to pop that underneath there. And Bob's your uncle, as they say. Now, there is obviously the option of you adding a little bit of extra dimension, extra like shimmer or bling, should you want to. We've got lots of new sprinkles in store as well this time around. I think the Love You Lots set and the Rainbow Heart set are so much fun. But you could also go with sequins, or you could go with some of the clear bubbles, which we have previously stocked, and I'm trying desperately to get back in stock for us. So in the Rainbow Hearts, we have got a selection of the colours that are in our design. Oops. So we've got some like orangey ones, we've got some blue, we've got yellow. So the blue tends to get a little bit lost. But we do have in the Lots of Love, we have the red ones. Card looks totally awesome, says Julie. Thank you so much. So I think maybe just adding a couple of red ones as well. And I like to go in odd numbers, as you know. I feel like this might bring it together a little bit. So if we do maybe red one there. That one's too yellow. You are rejected because you're too yellow. Where's the orangey ones? There we go. Shall we do like so? That's quite sweet. I'm into that. What do we think? Just a little pop of colour. And the rule of thumb with your embellishments that I tend to go for, and this is not, like I say, there are no embellishment police. Please do not get stressed about where you place your embellishments. Sometimes you can spend longer figuring out where to put your embellishments than you do actually making your card. So I am all for saying, let's not do that. Let's not overthink it if we can help it, because I'm just as guilty of doing it. I do it all the time. But what I'm suggesting is that if you were to stick to an odd number and think about where you want the eye to go to, so where your sentiment is, and kind of keep them in the vicinity of that. So you don't want them all over the background. You want them focused in an area. And that sometimes just looks a little bit more deliberate than just randomly scattered. Unless you're going for a randomly scattered look, of course. So, of course, my glossy accents has got a bit stuck. So let's unstick it. Right, here we go. See if that's worked. Have a little pin on hand, ready for the unsticking. Yeah, that worked a treat. And then we can just use that to pop these in place. And I like when I'm doing things like this, the little embellishments, I like to sometimes just hide them underneath a little bit, have them coming out from that sentiment a little bit. It just looks really quite cute as well. So just give them a little bit of a press into place, and that's card number 1 completed. Yay, love it, really happy with that. So that's card number 1, and we did make a few little smudges, but I really don't think that anybody's bothered about that, are they? So card number 1, boom, done. Card number 2 then is pretty much in the making here as well. Oh, it's not a card base. This is a card base. So let's grab this. So this one should come together quite quickly. Like I said, I might do, I'm not decided whether I was going to do the white on black with this one, had I? So we might have to do a little bit of heat embossing. But we've got our beautiful, so can I just show you? Actually, I'm going to stand up and see if I can show you this beautiful shimmery rainbow background. I've just got to wait for the screen to catch up with me to see if I've got it positioned. Oh, I think you can just about see it. It's a bit difficult for me to show because there's a delay on the on YouTube, so I can't see what you can see, but hopefully you can see some of that shimmer. So yeah, so the idea is that that was going to go like that, wasn't it? And then we were going to do maybe a happy birthday, and I think the white on black just really stands out, really quite cool, doesn't it? Oh, that's very cool. So, and you could add an image to this if you wanted to, a little birthday image. I'm just trying to see if I've got any little, as we were talking about, little bits cut out that would work with our little sentiment here, but I'm not sure that I've got any that would work with this from this current release. I mean, I think these pears are really cute. I don't know how pears really work, but I think they look really cute, don't they? Happy birthday. And then the sentiment that goes with this one is that we are the perfect pair. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? What about if we did sending lots of love with the sub-sentiment? The little pear looks so cute there, doesn't it? I think the little pears look cute anyway. You know what would be cute? Would be a happy anniversary with the 2 little pears. That would be cute. Oh, hello, cat. We have a cat. So, now then. Do I have an anniversary stamp? I feel like we did have an anniversary stamp in the, where is it? Smitten Kittens. Smitten Kittens has got happy anniversary, so, but it's quite small, but we could do that. I think that might look quite cute. What do we think? I love it. This is very cute. So this is such a great example of how your Tanty stamps and dies all really mix together so well. So tell me, Rosie, what have I done with my, where's my stamping card? Here we go. This is my little stash of stamping card here. And I've got a really nice piece, that's almost in a strip already. And I'm just going to do this in some VersaFine Onyx Black. And I'm even going to be brave enough to just stamp it straight on. And we'll see. No. Oh God, don't stand in the ink. Oh, bloody hell. As you can see, my cat has no boundaries. Okay. That was almost an inky disaster live on YouTube. I'm going to stick this end down because it's wanted to move on me. So to make sure I get a nice clean impression. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, so now there's two things I can do here. I can cut out the banner. I wonder if it would have looked nice on black. Now I'm thinking about it. We'll try it this way, and then I shall see. I don't want to lose that little birthday either. I'm going to try it both ways because I've got an extra bit of black cardstock here. So let's do it this way as well. Because what have we got to lose? A bit of cardstock. And the thing is that you're going to use this anyway, aren't you, at some point? So let's try this on here. Lovely. Let's get my bit of scratch paper back out. Always got to have a little bit of scrap paper, just in case you're doing any of your embossing. That's done a pretty good job. Laura says crafting is a group activity when you have pets. Oh, isn't it though? She just loves getting involved, this one. No boundaries whatsoever. So she's now sat on my windowsill at the side of me, just looking out. So we say that our windows are like cat TV. It's where she goes to watch cat TV. Okay, Jess says lovely cards. Oh, thank you. We're doing quite well for time as well. 2 cards in an hour and a half. I'm quite impressed with myself. So let's get this one heated up quickly. Oh, sorry if I'm not. There we go. Excellent. So 2 options. We can use one of our previous released banner dies. I'm going to have a little look here and see if the slimline die nesting set that we've got. This centerpiece is great for your sentiments. Look, this is just awesome for sentiments. So I'm going to pop that onto there like so. And then the other side, we could do 2 in one go. Look at this. This is pretty cool. So let's stick that one on there. And then all I need to do is chop off the end of that, chop off the end of that, pop this through my decorating machine. Do not come over here, Rosie. We are very busy. You can come down here, look. This is your bed. Come on. So I've also got a chair, 2 chairs in here. One of them's got a blanket on that she can have a little sit on. But she always wants to sit on the one that I'm sat on, obviously. So yeah, she does spend a lot of time in here, sat on my chair. I feel like I've not lined that one up very well. It doesn't seem to be very straight. Pop an extra piece to keep that in place. And that one also needs an extra bit. Sometimes the smaller the die, the more reinforcement it needs, not to move around so much. So see which one we prefer. So we've got the anniversary with the white on the black. And then we've also got the anniversary with the black on white. So 2 different options. Let's pop that back into there. So these are a really, really useful set. You can see me using this a lot. There we go. Let's get that back in there. And I'm also thinking that I can just grab that set again. This set, we could stamp the perfect pair and then to the perfect pair, which I think would be really cool as well. So I just need to figure out how I put that together. So we've got happy, we've got anniversary, or we've got anniversary. Interesting. I'm wondering whether it goes like this. Might be quite cute. Let's have a look. Snip off the end of that. There. Oh, I've made that a little bit shorter than that side. So, and that's going to fit nicely just in that happy bit. So, a tiny little bit more. Happy anniversary. I don't feel like it pops quite as much as I thought it might, but then I don't know whether the white is too white. So my other option was to pop it onto a bit of my white cardstock and give it a little border. That might make it pop a little bit more. The white feels like it's just a little bit too stark. Oh, so many decisions. Right, let's try this. I'm feeling this might work as an alternative. So I'm just going to use this little bit of scrap cardstock that we've got here and just move it so that you can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to trim around it. But we can still use this one. This one is still an option. I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And let's trim this one. And I'm going to do a quick naughty trim rather than trying to put it through my trimmer. So I'm using my big scissors and I'm lining that up. And the way that I've been told to do this, and this doesn't always work, is to look at the end of your scissors rather than the beginning if you want to cut a straight line. Easier said than done, but it's quite good advice if you can do it. So we've now got the happy anniversary on a little bit of the white cardstock with a bit of a border. Not sure about that either. What do you think? I need to see it in place and then we shall make a decision. Happy anniversary or happy anniversary. I'm not keen on that. I'm not gonna lie. I've done that. I'm not keen on it. But that's okay because we can just trim that white piece off. Absolutely fine. We've created our own little bit of dimension there by just giving it a little bit of a extra layer. So not all is lost. So, and I quite like the anniversary at this end now. So what I'm thinking is, if I can lift that up, is that maybe the anniversary there is going to look good with just the black. The white looks good. What does the black look like? what do we think? Oh, Laura liked the white border and I've just trimmed it off. I think I'm going to go with the, oh, I'm so indecisive. I'm having an indecisive moment. I think I'm going to go with the white. I just feel like it stands out a little bit more. Anyway, let's put the rest of it together. We can always decide a little bit later. Oh, so another option as well that you could do, which we're not going to do right now, is that you could cut several of these out and stick them together to create a little bit of dimension there. But we don't really have time to do that today. So I'm not going to do that this time, but that would be a pretty cool thing to do, to give it a little bit of dimension, because you don't want to be adding foam pads to all of those little areas. So just by layering up 3 or 4 of them, you're saving yourself a lot of hassle, but also creating some really nice dimension. Claire says she didn't buy this background die, but now she feels that she might need it. It's a really, really beautiful one. I mean, it doesn't matter what colour you do it in, it's going to look amazing. So just applying a bit of pressure there, try and get that stuck down, and then I'm going to go to my delicate. I can see I've got a little bit there, still in the little gap. There we go. And then I'm just going to dot some of this around here, because this nozzle, this little needle nozzle, is going to be perfect for doing this. And then I'm just going to add it to some of these centre bits, because for speed. But like I say, the other thing that you could do actually, if you were doing this, is to stick your cardstock to one of those adhesive sheets before you put it through your die cutting machine, and then that will make the whole background sticky and make it into a sticker, and that would be super easy then for adhering to your surface. So I think I've got pretty much. So don't start sending your eyes funny. Did I get one in all of the dots? I think I did. Enough for it to stick anyway. So we just line that up. This is the perfect size for an A6 size card base. So that will fit perfectly to your card base. I've got a little bit of an overhang there, which is my pre-cut bit of cardstock that I've cut incorrectly. So I'm just going to trim that off. Julie says she can't wait to use the background die. I feel that she might use a wild spider sticker roll on it, so it's easy to stick down. Yay! Great minds think alike, Julie. That is definitely what you need to do. So these guys are going to be popped up for sure. So let me grab my tape again. So I'm going to use some of the bigger tape for my pears. I've been dying to use these little pears because they're proper cute, aren't they? So I'm just going to trim a little bit off and then trim this down to size so that we can get one on the back of each of these. There we go. And then that is going to go there and they're going to go there. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So we've gone a little bit over. I think we're going to go a little bit over, but not too much. So I'm still counting this as a win for 2 cards in the time frame. So I'm going to use some of my some of my shaker cards, shaker tape for the back of this. So cut a few bits off here, one there, and one here. And we just need another little one for that Y. Oops, stuck to my finger. Maybe a little bit more just there. And that's the great thing about this, is that you can just cut it to the size that you want. You know, if you don't have all the perfect sizes. I've got millions of, or I did have millions of sets, you know, like sheets of various tapes, and none of them or squares or whatever, none of them were ever the size that I needed. And then I was just storing them. So happy sits there. I feel like I wanted it to overlap a little bit. So I'm just going to carefully take that up. It's actually stuck to the background rather than to my actual sentiment now. Where did that go? I wanted it just to overlap a little bit so it looked like they were sitting on it. So just a little bit of tape surgery to just lift that up a little bit. That's better. Just so that it doesn't look so separate. And then we've got either anniversary or anniversary. And again, the anniversary can just sit underneath. Oh yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. Now I'm liking that. And I don't know whether to fussy cut around that, because of the rest being fussy cut. I don't know. I'm in a very indecisive mood today, as you can see. So I'm not going to mess about because we're already over time. So I'm just going to slip that neatly under there. Smudged a little bit of my glue, but it is clear drying, so it will not matter at all. And I don't think we need to add anything more to that. Like I say, I think if I have a little look through some of my other stamp sets, I will be able to find a 2 so that you could put the perfect pair. Or if you're sending this to your other half, you could put "We are the perfect pair" inside. Shall we just do that? Because this could be from you to your other half. So you're saying, "Happy anniversary, we are the perfect pair." I like that idea. So I'm going to stick that onto here. And I think I want to do it in a nice, vibrant colour. I'm going to go with in fact, I'm going to do it in black, but then because I feel sentiments do tend to look better in black. So I'm going to do perfect pair. Oops, I don't know if I stamped that very well. Oh yeah, I did okay for freehanding it. And then I'm going to do myself another little pair of pears in the bottom here. And can you do purple pears? I'm not sure. I've bottled it. I'm going to do green pears. Green pears. In the bottom here. Very cute. And they're still going to need a little face, aren't they? So let's clean that one. I know I've gone over time, guys, sorry. I've got totally carried away, haven't I? But this is what happens. This is what happens to me anyway. So we've got the little guy with the little moustache, who I think is adorable. And I'm going to pop him. Where did I pop his face on the front? Did I pop it high up or low down? I did low down. So we'll do that there. Obviously you can put your face wherever you want. And then I've also got this little smiley face, which can go there. That's too cute. And you could, you could colour those with a little, do a little bit of maybe, pull the colour from the outside in using a bit of water if you wanted to, because the VersaFine is waterproof. So we've used that to colour the faces, so that would be good for colouring it, if you wanted to just add a bit of subtle colour on the inside, or you could just leave it as it is, which I think is very cute. It does sound like a good job that Harry wasn't home when you were ordering, as he wants you to buy the whole collection. And he's moaning that I have sets that you don't. Well, I do have all of the sets. That is true. But I guess that comes with the job. So, there we go. So let's tidy up a little bit. And let me show you what we have finished with. Because I need to get to HQ this afternoon. I've got some more orders that I need to pack today. Lots happening at HQ as always. So yes, I need to hightail it there in a few moments. So we shall wrap this up. So we've got happy anniversary here with our cute little insert. So that's really sweet. I'm just gonna, because I've forced it open, I'm just gonna burnish that edge to force it back closed again. And then we've got I love you to pizzas. So on our A2 size card base. So two really bright, cheerful, fun cards that focus on our sentiment, which is what we really wanted. So and we've adapted the sentiments to work with our other stamp sets as well, and used the images from the new release. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that has shown you how these new bold sentiments can be used. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to use the other sentiments, but we'll save that for another live, because we will be here every Tuesday at 12 on YouTube, and we'll also be on Facebook at 8 in the evening every Thursday. So you've got 2 crafty sessions with me every week now, which is really cool. And I'm so excited for, because like I say, this is the time that I get to craft, and I never, if I don't do this, I won't get the time. And it also means that I get to chat to all of you lovely people too. Julie says, thanks so much, Joe, and absolutely love the 2 cards you've made. Now time to craft with Harry, as he is nagging me. Well, I am sorry that I've created such a little crafty monster in both Harry and Blake, but I'm sorry, not sorry. And I hope you have a lovely crafty afternoon, and I hope the rest of you all have a lovely crafty afternoon. And I shall see you back here Thursday evening if I don't see you before. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.